I know. I'm late to my own party. What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Happy Monday to you. Is it Monday? All these days are rolling together in crypto. I think it's Monday. So what's happening, everyone? A lot to get to, a lot to unpack. We're going to go over the latest news and information about Terra Luna, talk about what we know, what we're waiting to know, and everything that is out there we're going to cover right now. We're still waiting on some official words from the Twitter account. We have yet to hear from them, and it's been about 24 hours now. We have not heard from the official Terra Luna account. And let's start there real quick because this is really important, guys. A lot of misinformation being spread out there, a lot of BS being spread out there. This is the official Terra Luna page right here that you see on my screen. Terra_money. This is where we are following for news and information. So again, we're waiting to hear something. It has been about 24 hours, a little bit over 24 hours since this last tweet was sent. And it says right here, all updates will be posted on this Twitter account, Terra Money. Any other Twitter accounts purporting to represent Terra are fake. Users are advised to be on the lookout for scams. Look at Ozzy Austin right here, putting his live stream right there. That's actually brilliant. Let me do that real quick. I like it, Awesome. That's a really good idea. So actually here, let me share my live stream because I have not done so yet. You guys can help me if you want to by hitting that like button real quick. We've got a bunch of people coming in. Look at Matthew Perry's live. Everybody wants to know what's going on with Luna right now, right? It is the topic of discussion, no question. It's the hottest topic in crypto right now. We are live right now. Let's pop that in there. And let's put Terra Luna. There we go. So here's what we know. Here's what's latest in terms of news and information. We're going to jump into that here right now. So welcome in again, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. How is everybody doing? What's the official Terra Luna YouTube channel? Lots of channels, but can't figure which one is official. Yeah, there's going to be a ton of these fake live streams out there too, guys. Do not. Do Kwon is not live right now. Do not think he is. Okay. All this bad makes people feel overwhelmed with crypto and get out. Crypto Mimi, it's up to us to kind of, flip the switch a little bit, if you will, and talk about the positive things of crypto. And we try to do that as much as we can here, on the channel. So let's see. I got some Luna, but I understand it's 100% a gamble. 100%. Yeah, definitely a gamble at this point. It's funny. I was riding in an Uber yesterday and he was talking about Terra Luna. It's crazy. I mean, everybody is talking about Terra Luna right now. He was saying how much money he had lost on Terra, my Uber driver. So, all right, but I want to go over to this article right here. And this is really the big reason why we are where we are. Terra Luna's circulating supply has increased by nearly 1.9 million% within days. Why did this happen? Well, we're going to dive into that. And many of us, some of us, let's say, know this already. A lot of us don't. But it was all because of the effect or the aftermath of Terra USD, or ticker symbol UST, the stablecoin, the algorithmic stablecoin, losing its peg to the dollar. As that happened, the circulating quantity of Terra Luna has surged by 1.9 million% in the last week or so. The circulating quantity of Luna was roughly 342 million 7 days ago, according to data shared by crypto analyst Ali Martinez. So that means the circulating supply has increased by 6.18 billion, bringing the total to 6.5 trillion Luna. That is why the price action has been so drastic, why it's happened so quickly, and why we're continuing to see the price fall lower and lower below 1 cent. Now, there has been some ups and downs in terms of, opportunities for swing trades. There has been some very big momentum shifts in terms of daily volume, right? Because people see this as an opportunity. And let's just face it, there aren't a lot of ways right now to make money in crypto other than swing trading and day trading. I mean, this is what people do during a bear market. They find assets that they can swing trade or day trade with. Terra has been a perfect match in that regard. Not a lot of people are really, buying and holding at this point. Maybe they're dollar cost averaging, but that's pretty passive, right? Like if you want to be an active investor right now, Terra Luna is the place for you to be active and to be swing trading, right? So This is crazy. UST stablecoin lost its peg. We know that. It went into free fall. It actually got down to 8 cents. Let's see where it is right now. I think it's still below 10 cents. Let's go over to CoinGecko and see. Let's see, UST. Where is it at right now? Yeah, it is 8 cents. Look at that. This is supposed to be $1, guys. I mean, that's insane. It is at 8 cents right now. Okay. The 24-hour range, it was all the way at 17. So it was at 17 cents within the 24-hour period. The market cap is now below $1 billion. Crazy. I mean, just look at what has happened here. This thing fell, all the way to 9 and now below 9 cents at the time of this recording. Now, they have put together a plan. We're going to go over that a little bit and kind of come up to speed on what the latest is there. But really, we're waiting on a bigger update here from Do Kwon and company. But I want to go back to this article and finish out what we were saying here. So the Luna token collapsed to virtually zero in the last week, while the UST stablecoin completely lost its peg, again, presently trading at 8 cents. The Luna token has lost 100% of its value in the last week, triggering the creation of more. At the time of publication, Luna was trading at the 226 level. Again, we are lower than that right now. That yellow line that you see here, that is the 20-day moving average. Okay, we are trading below that here at the moment. We have been kind of swinging above that here momentarily, but that is the 20-day moving average that's in there, that yellow line that you see. All right. Let's see what else we got going on in chat. Clear Crypto's in the house. Guess we have to change the definition of stable. Yeah, we know that things aren't as stable as they once were, maybe, right? And it's interesting because even USDT, Tether, lost its peg momentarily. A lot of people were moving over to USDC. I know that's something I did. I moved a lot of my Tether over to USDT. By the way, everybody who's listening here, all 500 plus of you, Clear Cryptos, you see the logo right there. Be on the lookout. This is a new project. I'm telling you right now, it will be one of, if not the biggest project in 2022. Be on the lookout. It's coming in June. I'm telling you, I'm putting my, putting myself out there on this because this is how much I believe in it. All right. So just letting you know. Get ready. We'll be talking a lot more about this project and what it is planning to do coming up next month. So really, really excited for that. It is not just another INU. It's nowhere near that. It is set to revolutionize the crypto space and make it all safer for everybody involved. So be on the lookout. Burning is not confirmed. Graham doesn't have his facts straight. Let's see here. Yes, agree, but it's not fast enough to bring it back up. Let's see. Who are you talking to, Luis? They are talking about giving out tokens to kind of restart the ecosystem. I don't know if you're talking about that. Faye said Luna is viable on a few exchanges and also on the DeFi side on Uniswap and PancakeSwap. Yes, there are still a few exchanges that have it left. Crypto.com has brought it back. There are limits, though, based on liquidity. I actually just checked my app on Crypto.com, but it is back up and running. Binance still has it. They brought it back. It was gone for a while. They brought it back. Yeah, Terra Ecosystem Revival Plan, TERP for short. Yeah, we can go over that, and we will, Daniel. We have that up and ready and how they plan on, giving Terra tokens back to holders who held it before the depegging event. We'll jump into that. I already created videos on that, too. That'll be out later today. Zach, we were talking about Luna burning coins to bring the price back up. Yeah, we can unpack that a little bit. I've seen a few things. We'll have to dive into that. William says Luna is out of the money. They can't buy back and burn. This is delusional. If BTC pumps, will Luna also pump? Not necessarily, Marvin, right now. We're also going to talk about the reserves. We'll get into that here in a little bit, too. I'm going to close that. Luna Foundation Guard depleted its $3 billion reserve to try to save USDT. So this is pretty new information that we'll unpack a little bit here in a minute. But I want to close out this article. I think we're almost there. So this is the restart that Kwon was talking about. So over the weekend, Kwon, the founder of Terraform Labs, to Daniel's point, put out TERP, right? The Terra Ecosystem Revival Plan in a post on Terra-related forums, which amounts to the restart of an entire new Terra blockchain. So basically restarting the Terra blockchain with network ownership distributed fully to UST and Luna holders via 1 billion tokens. So he also, and I like that he did this, he did come out and just say, hey, look, I'm not going to deny this thing. Like, we just went and fully collapsed. Like, this thing fully collapsed. There's no other way to, say it. Terra Luna fully collapsed, right? So the CEO acknowledged that. That was good. I mean, because please identify the problem, right? Don't just be out there saying that, oh, yeah, there's nothing wrong, right? I mean, obviously there's a lot wrong, right? So he did acknowledge that, which was good. What day was the crash? All these days are running together, Jaws, but man, I think it was what it was like 3 or 4 days ago. Actually, it's probably upwards to a week ago now, but wasn't too long. We can actually take a look at the chart. A burn like Vitalik did, paying 40% supply, burn in one move. Some guy was saying there's burning of Luna going on, which is not true. Yeah, there's a lot of misinformation being spread right now, especially on YouTube and Twitter, right? So just be careful. Daniel says, this is giving me flashbacks of the Ethereum DAO hack. Prepare for dozens of those who don't learn from history articles. Nice. Good morning, Steve. Yeah, everyone smash that like button. Guys, as you're coming in, definitely that's the best way to get back to the channel. Please hammer that like button. Up over 600 people now. We're slowly climbing here. We definitely want to get as many people in here as we possibly can to learn about Terra. So let's keep going here. It says 40%. So this is the new plan. This is the Terra ecosystem revival plan. 40% of the new token holders will be distributed to Luna holders. All right. So 40% of the new tokens will be given out to Luna holders. Now, these are holders who owned tokens before the depegging event. Before the depegging event of USDT, those people will get 40%. So we can actually see when this was. Here's when it all went down. So it was actually May 9th it started to happen. It went down to 75 cents. So it was like May 9th, May 10th is when the depegging of UST started to take place. So it was about a week ago now. We're about a week removed from when it all started. All right, so those who own tokens before the depegging event, 40% of the new tokens will be distributed to them. And then another 40% are allocated pro rata to UST holders. That makes up 80%. The remaining 20% will be given out or distributed to Luna holders who held at the end of the chain's halt and the community pool, which will be used to fund future development. So basically, they want to give money back to the most loyal people within the Luna ecosystem. With this approach, Quan hopes to encourage existing members to stay on board after the project's failure. Terra's UST stablecoin, which was supposed to be pegged to the dollar, of course, went down rapidly in the past week, wiping out billions of dollars in value. It was absolutely crazy. It's still unclear if the distribution applies only to native Luna holders or also to the pegged exchange versions. That's a good point. And I think a lot of people are waiting to hear that, and we haven't heard anything from Quan or anybody from the Terra Foundation. It's going to be interesting to see how the exchanges decide to distribute. That's a good point. UST holders are getting screwed the most. Oops. Guys, let me just fix something real quick on the back end here at YouTube. I forgot to put slow mode on so I can keep up with the chat a little bit better here. There we go. The price of Luna is hard to resist buying. You can buy a lot now, but it's probably the least safe crypto to buy. Yeah, it's complete gambling at this point, 100%. No compensation. It is what it is. How are they going to validate who are the loyalists of Luna? Well, it's right here. 40% of the new tokens will be distributed to Luna holders who own tokens before the depegging event. So that's everybody who owned tokens before the depegging event. That's 40%. Another 40% allocated to pro rata to UST holders, allocated pro rata to UST holders. Then the other 20% distributed to people who held during the end of the chain's halt, which again happened all within the last week or so. Wrapped Luna got me up in profit. What's up, Bobby? Buy UST, a 9x is coming. I was right on Luna, 10x last week. There's Dan. Better get Hex and Pulse Chain. They are about to skyrocket. I agree. I think Hex and Pulse Chain do have a bright future for sure. Michael says, where can we find that Clear Cryptos info, boss man? Can't find it right now. Yeah, nothing is out yet, but this week, socials will be up and running. Website very soon. You will come to know exactly what's going on with Clear Cryptos very, very soon. So definitely be on the lookout for that. But you're right. Yeah, nothing is out there just yet. It will start happening this week, though. So, and I'll be talking about it too, and I'll point you in the right direction. What about Wrapped Luna? Some people saying they're using Wrapped Luna to make some gains. Gambling at this point is not worth it. I think there are other promising projects, and I think that's an important point that you make here. I mean, some people still want to gamble. Some people would rather mitigate their risk right now. I mean, it's a question you have to ask yourself, and maybe you can also throw a little bit at Luna, right, and just call it a flyer and see what happens. But just know that you're gambling at this point with Luna, 100%. Dylan Tucker says, I'm still convinced that the depegging event was a coordinated attack. I agree with you, Dylan, 100%. We don't know that for sure. We'll probably never know. But I still say the stuff that came out with BlackRock and Citadel, I think that should happen. I mean, I don't know. Might be crazy. I just think it makes too much sense. Because what's the other narrative? If that didn't happen, what did happen? I haven't heard anything else out there that provides me good insight. Somebody said, what are you talking about? Crypto is gambling. End of conversation. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess so in some aspects. I mean, but there are different levels of it. Like investing in this is not the same as investing in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Like, can we agree on that at least? Nothing wrong with tossing a few bucks at Luna after bills are paid. There you go, Rich. Sam says it was a coordinated attack by the feds to push regulation and a CBDC. Sam, I think you're onto something. I think you're onto something. Will the meeting in El Salvador tomorrow bring Luna up? It's a good question. We'll see. There is as much hard evidence to assign blame to unicorns as there is BlackRock and Citadel. I agree. Daniel. Smart thing is to buy UST this week if you can see 9x on UST. It's interesting. I mean, UST is down here at 8 cents. So, I mean, even if it got back to 50 cents, right? You're looking at a 5x, give or take. I mean, the title of it, could it come back to $1? I mean, let's get to 1 cent first. I mean, here's the thing. The fact that they have so much circulating supply now, it's going to be ridiculous. And people are mentioning burning of tokens. I understand where they're coming from because that's what's driving the price down right now is the overall supply. I mean, it's insane. They're being forced to add to the supply. I bought 2.5 Luna at $50 before the big crash. Will I get compensated? To my knowledge, yes. And so will I. I bought 2,400 actually before the big crash. $2,400 worth and 40 tokens, 40 coins. Minting 6 trillion Luna was the worst play to recover UST. Right. Hector, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate that, bro. Let's see what else we got. I might have missed another super chat. If I did, I'm sorry, guys. If I did, let me know. Unicorns inbound. To my knowledge, it will be distributed automatically if it's on the decentralized side of things, right? But if it's on the centralized side of things, the exchanges are going to have to handle that, and I'm not quite sure how that's all going to play out. Again, we're still waiting on a lot of information, right? Because if we go over to Terra UST, this is their main Twitter page, and again, they outlined all this plan here, right? They had it all like outlined here, but then like we haven't heard from them for 24 hours, right? Here's their last tweet. yesterday, May 15th. These are 5-minute candlesticks, by the way, that we're looking at here on screen. The depegging started to happen on the 9th. So a week ago exactly. A week ago exactly. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button on your way in. Also, subscribe if you're new. Up over 750 people now. We're slowly climbing here. Welcome in. All right, so here's something else we want to get into. Luna Foundation Guard depleted its $3 billion reserves to try to save UST. It reveals. So it says here the LFG, which is a great acronym, by the way, right? The LFG, Luna Foundation Guard, not to be confused with the other LFG, broke its silence on the state of its crypto reserve, saying that it would look to compensate users for losses suffered due to the breakdown of its algorithmic stablecoin, UST. Terra's native token Luna and stablecoin had gone into a free fall last week as UST lost its peg from the dollar, which again happened back on the 9th. Okay. The foundation, a Singapore-based nonprofit designed to defend UST, wrote in a 10-tweet thread on Monday that it would look to compensate the smallest holders first, adding that it is still debating through various distribution methods. Updates would follow. LFG's reserves have then been depleted for more than 80,000 Bitcoin on May 7th to just 313 Bitcoin today. That's insane. So they went from 80,000 on May 7th to having just 313 today. Analysts at the Block Research calculated that LFG has gone from having over 3 billion in its reserves to now having only 87 million. While LFG acquired those Bitcoins to save UST, that was the only way they could attempt to save UST. It couldn't do so because UST, of course, is supposed to be at $1 at all times, lost almost all of its value. It's currently worth, again, less than 10 cents right now. So this is the latest update early this morning. This was the tweet from LFG, Luna Foundation Guard. So on May 12th, LFG swapped 883,000 UST to 221,000 Luna and staked this across a range of validators to protect against a possible governance attack as the amount of Luna, we can actually open this up, as the amount of Luna continued to increase. And this was 4 hours ago. As of now, the foundation's remaining reserves only have 313 BTC. Here you can see it. This amount in BNB. Here's this amount in AVAX, UST, and this amount in Luna. The foundation is looking to use its remaining assets to compensate remaining users of UST, smallest holders first. We are still debating through various distribution methods, updates to follow soon. This was purposely done by Quan, relevant now more than ever. Just listen to us. I hear you, Craig. I mean, it could be. We don't know. Some people are saying that. Some people are saying the BlackRock Citadel. There's something to that. What will happen to new holders, people who got in after the depegging? I think you're just kind of regularly trading it now after the depegging, to my knowledge. At least that's what we, have at our disposal right now, the information we have. Quan and Terra Lab have big friends to fix Luna. I'm irritated this happened because I didn't care about Luna before, and now this BS is all a hot topic. Michael says $2 super chat. Thanks, Michael. How does UST actually increase, or is this a loss? Well, right now it's become depegged, so they're working on a plan to revive it, right? And so that was the plan we kind of outlined here a minute ago. Here it is right here. Let me pull this back up. Their Terra ecosystem revival plan. This is their plan to hopefully revive it. So they're going to, give out 40% prorated to UST holders. They don't have a date on this, by the way. The first 40% is going to go distributed to Luna holders who own tokens before the depegging event, and then another 40% allocated to UST holders. But yeah, Daniel's right. The actual plan is to revive Luna, not UST. You could see here they're focusing much more on Luna than UST. And why is he doing this? He's trying to get people who are still in the ecosystem to stay. Zach actually really reached out to CC advisors, Clear Crypto's advisors, before the crash and asked specifically about stablecoins. We advised against movement to stablecoins. This is 100% accurate. The people working here within Clear Crypto's super smart. So I actually did reach out and said, hey, is this a good time to be moving into stables? And, I was advised not to do so because, as we've learned here, stablecoins are not as stable as we thought they were. It's kind of interesting. Where would you rather have your money right now, USDT or Bitcoin or Ethereum? Brent, I have not been following it on Dex Tools because exactly this, bro. It's so hard to find the actual chart. There's all kind of fake baloney. So I've been looking at it on TradingView, man. I would look at it on TradingView, and I'm using the Luna BUSD chart. So the thing that happened to Luna can happen to SHIB. Well, I mean, they don't have a stable coin yet in their ecosystem, SHIB that is. So great year so far. Got crashed on Luna and Bandex, but always love your show. Lorenzo, man, it's been brutal, man. A lot of people have been hurt by this for sure. How does that work if your Luna is on an exchange? We don't know yet. Exchanges, I mean, I think the money is still going to be distributed, but exchanges, I think, because they're centralized, because they have a say-so in it, they're going to have to step in and find out how they want to do that. If it's on the decentralized side, I mean, obviously that's a little easier, right? Because you don't have these centralized intermediaries deciding on what that looks like. If Luna goes to 50 cents, I'm out. I hear you. 50 cents, not possible anytime soon. I agree. I mean, this can certainly be a swing trade for a while, and I think it will be. Maybe when we get some type of plan or some type of catalyst, we get like a little pop. I'm looking at this as an opportunity to swing trade, really, more than anything. What happened to Luna can happen to anyone. When the government attacks you, their resources are unlimited. I hear you, Lunas. 2 zeros, 2 zeros and 4 possible anytime soon. It's going to be a little while. Let's just get down to where there's 2 zeros first. Where can you buy Luna is my question. There are still some places where you can get it. So some people this weekend who I was with were saying they were buying it on 1inch, but there are some exchanges out there, Binance being one of them that is resumed trading. Crypto.com is resumed trading, but they don't have a ton of liquidity there. So you can't buy in small or in big chunks, only small chunks. Oh, Voyager has it. Yeah, guys, drop down to let us know. Of course, Uniswap on the decentralized side, but if there are some centralized exchanges that are allowing us to do so, definitely drop those in chat and help people out there. Voyager's one there. That's smart of crypto.com. BitTrue has Luna. There you go. All right, let's go back and continue to read this article here and break down. There's some other important things here. Guys, go ahead and hit that like button. Almost 900 people in here now. We're slowly but surely gaining some people here on the stream. So definitely want to continue moving along here and breaking it down. So the move follows widespread speculation about the state of its reserves and how it would move to compensate users who lost vast amounts of money. Of course, they've put together some type of plan. We'll actually see if it works, and if they're actually going to do it. Before it laid out the makeup of the funds on Monday, there was scant detail on what actually happened and what it would plan to do. On Friday, it was revealed that out of the total Bitcoin reserves, LFG recently provided a loan of $750 million in Bitcoin to over-the-counter trading firms and market makers. And again, that goes back to some of the things we read not too long ago. Now, at the time, LFG's publicly known wallet addresses showed zero Bitcoin balance, but a total of 70,736 Bitcoins had moved through that wallet, which is equivalent to over $2 billion. Amid the UST chaos, LFG was said to be seeking even more funds, an additional amount of over $1 billion to defend the stablecoin's peg. But those efforts seem to have stalled since LFG hasn't made any announcements in that regard. There's a lot of shady things happening here. All right, so let me go back here. There's a couple other things. This kind of reiterates something we were just talking about here in terms of the LFG, the Luna Foundation Guard. So here you go. Breaking. Luna Foundation Guard sold over 46,000 BTC amid Terra's death spiral. So when the price of UST began to drop substantially below the dollar, this is when they sold a significant number of tokens in its reserves. Beginning on May 8th, LFG started converting its reserve to UST by directly executing on-chain swaps and transferring Bitcoin to a counterparty to enable them to enter trades in large sizes and with short notice. The foundation sold directly 26 million USDT, 23 million USDC. Wow. It also transferred 52,000 Bitcoin to trade with a counterparty. Let's see what else. This is coming from FX Street. What do we got here? So many things to get to here. Luna Foundation Guard member says Terra reserves en route. Okay, a high-ranking member of Luna Foundation said on Monday that the foundation's reserves are almost ready for deployment, barring a few technicalities. The reserves will be largely targeted towards helping small wallets. Okay, that was what we read here. Okay, let's see if there's anything new here. The statements were made by Remy Tatat, a member of the LFG's governing council. He was breaking rank in the LFG to release the information. He also decried the lack of regular communication by key Terra developers in the wake of the recent crash. He said that LFG is now waiting for confirmation from exchanges on the... Okay, so they're waiting to hear from exchanges. A lot of people are asking about exchanges. So Tatat said that LFG is now waiting for the confirmation from exchanges on the timing and the transactions needed to release the reserves, which are estimated to be around 1.5 billion. He also said an official statement will be issued soon, but did not specify on an exact date. All right, so many people are asking, how will this actually help Terra, the reserves? Considering the pace at which UST stablecoin has been depleted, it seems unlikely that the reserves will be deployed to protect the peg. Several community proposals have asked Terra to help holders and stakers recover some amounts of their value. So far, burning UST and Luna tokens has done little to support prices. It's an important point here. So burning has done little. With Tatat's comments, it appears that supporting developers and small holders will be a priority, something that Terra founder Quan had also posited last week. Vitalik Buterin also called for Terra to first bail out its smallest holders. Interesting. Guys, hit that like button here on your way in. Welcome into anybody new to the channel. Glad to have you here. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. 930 of you hanging out. Appreciate that. Make sure you hit that like button. It really helps us out. I know a lot of people forget to do it, but it really helps YouTubers out. Two popular plans to bail out UST and Luna holders. Okay, what do we got here? So there's two governance proposals appear to be favored for returning some value to stakeholders. The revival plan that we went over, and then the Fat Man plan. So the revival plan calls for the hard fork in the Terra blockchain, the creation of 1 billion Terra 2.0 tokens, then distributed among developers, holders, and investors. So that's the revival plan that we went over earlier, right? This is probably the one getting the most press right now. The Fat Man plan calls for the LFG to distribute its 1.5 billion in reserves to all UST holders prior to the depegging, helping them recover at least some value on their investment. The community is yet to vote on either proposal, though, and Terraform Labs and Quan have also shared few details on the path forward. This is pretty much this is everything we have in terms of like the future right now. This is pretty much everything. Will we actually hear something today? I mean, it's been 24 hours. Jericho says, don't worry, guys. Quan will burn trillions and lose a fortune to save you. The $20 investor, that's how reality works. Chief says, Sheeple, do your research. You can't burn Luna without buying UST. Understand these two coins are pegged to each other. It's good. It's a good point, Chief. Luna can hit between 0.002 to 0.1. What do you think? It's going to be a while, Gab. Terra's a perfect example why you shouldn't invest in something that is not decentralized. What's CZ saying here? Personal opinion. Okay. So he's responding to this. Final solution for Terra. Hard fork to Terra 2. Snapshot of all holdings before collapse trigger and provide hodlers with new Luna 2 tokens. Create new better chain. Pool to repay UST peg. Okay. CZ says, personal opinion, not financial advice. This won't work. Forking does not give the new fork any value. That's wishful thinking. One cannot void all transactions after an old snapshot, both on-chain and off-chain exchanges. Where is all the BTC that was supposed to be used as reserves? Shouldn't those BTC be all used to buy back UST first? I don't hold UST, never had, and I don't know it too well. Usually busy with other things, but now dragged into this. So this was what CZ was saying. Basically, why aren't the Bitcoins being used to buy back UST first to get it back pegged? Craig says something is going on that we don't understand behind the scenes. CZ involved. I put $100 on it as a gamble. I hear you. Not everything you read in socials of truth. Yeah, that's true. It's not Terra. It's Terra Luna. Luna. What's up, Samir? What are your thoughts on Tron doing something similar with USDT? Right, I saw that. They pretty much ripped the same algorithmic stablecoin that UST or that Terra was using in UST. It's interesting, Albert. They do say it has better collateral than Luna. I don't know. Justin Sun has always kind of been a little fishy. There's been a lot of rumors and actual things that he's done in his past with some of the things at BitTorrent were a little shady. Can't Ray peg it because it will just have motor attack. Tron is a zombie chain. I dated a girl named Terra once, but she didn't burn me as bad as Terra. Nice. All new investors after Luna crash are gamblers, not investors. Let's be honest with it. Yeah. It's a gamble. Hey, Zach, Andres from Chicago. Question, do you think the crypto market is still coming down? Overall, I think we're going to learn more and more this week, but I think we may have hit the bottom. I do. I think we may have hit the bottom. We are starting to finally see some, sideways action. Let's take a look at the overall crypto market real quick too. Kind of see where we are. We've come back down a little bit, Bitcoin to 29.6, but again, the bottom was like 25,000 and some change. So this is kind of still within, this range. We're only down about 2.7%. So this week will be very telling. Kind of see where we go from here. Late last night, we got up to about 31,000 and some change on Bitcoin within the 24 hours. Let's see where it was within 31.3 was the high point within the 24 hours. So, you could see this doesn't actually show, or no, I'm sorry, here we got to go to the 7-day. This shows the bottom. It got lower than this. So here was the bottom back on the 12th. Thus far, we have formed 2 higher lows here since the 12th. So it's been about 4 or 5 days, and we've formed 2 higher lows. Luna will recover. Will take a considerable amount of time, though. Just forget about it for now. I lose about 80% of my crypto. It's tough out there right now. It's hard as hell because a lot of people got in late last year, right? Was a gamble, live and learn. Good morning. It is a bit suspicious that this happened around the same time as inflation fears and the war. It's a good point, Ryan. It is a bit ironic. And during the downturn in the overall crypto market, right? Because wait, what was the day that Bitcoin crashed? The 12th? Really crashed. So it was kind of up here. It was still trading at 33,000. This was when UST started to becoming unpegged. Bitcoin was trading at about 33K. And then from there, it fell all the way back down to 25K and some change. So we still have ETH hovering just above 2K. Is there anything up today? Let's see. Not really. Phantom's up slightly. Let's see. 24-hour. Okay, there we go. That was the last hour. Okay, so Kusama is up about 14%. Not much. What's been hit the hardest? Let's see. UST. No surprise. It's down to 7 cents now. Luna down to 1.8. Gala's back down to 8 cents. This is one that I want to acquire, Gala, over the long term here. I know I've said that a lot, but look at this. This thing dipped all the way down to 5 cents. That's a steal. All right, let's see what other prominent people are saying about Luna. Actually, hold on. Let's check if there's any news coming out of the official source here. I don't think there is. Nothing yet. I'm going to make sure we follow this page here. There we go. All right, let's see here. Latest. Actually, let's go top. So yeah, this came out late last night. Crypto.com resumed Luna deposit request. That was a big exchange. But again, I went on Crypto.com this morning. They don't have you can't go like all in because of they don't have a lot of liquidity. So they're not allowing people to trade a lot of it at once, which probably not a bad idea. Here's the source on this with Crypto.com. So here was the update yesterday. Luna deposit requests are resumed. Trading on the app and exchanges has resumed. Anchor is still suspended. Oh, this was the timeline. Okay, got it. So they have yet to reinstate Anchor and MIR. But Luna native token are resumed. Those were resumed. Withdrawals were resumed on the 13th. Trading were resumed on the 14th. And then deposit requests resumed yesterday for Crypto.com. All right, let's see what we got here. Terra finally outlines reserve hodlings and is looking to compensate UST users. So this is the big thing this morning that we're slowly getting some more information on here. The wait is perhaps over. Unanswered questions now have firm answers. Okay. Yes, the Luna Foundation Guard, the LFG, just released a thread outlining how exactly did it deploy its funds during the UST depegging phase, which we had up here a minute ago. Okay, they'll probably throw it right in here. Hold on, let's see. As of May 7th, there it is. The foundation's reserve consisted of the following assets. So this was before the depegging event. They had over 80,000 Bitcoin, 39,000, give or take, let's say 40,000 BNB. Look at all this. 1.6 million Luna. These were all, this is what was in the reserves. Guys, hit that like button too. We're up over 1,000 people now. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. All the new folks, welcome in. We're just trying to, understand and break this thing down and hit it from all angles right now. And a lot to unpack here with Luna, of course. So definitely hit the subscribe button if you're new. I know we're getting a lot of new people interested in what's going on. So it says here then on Sunday, this was as of May 7th, right? Then May 8th, the price of UST started deviating from its $1 peg. So I said the 9th. It actually started happening the 8th into the 9th. The depeg started to happen. When the price of UST started deviating from its $1 peg, the foundation then began converting its reserve to UST. So it did so by executing on-chain swaps and transferring Bitcoin to a counterparty to enable them to enter into large-size short-notice trades with it. So here's what they said they did. This is per LFG. They directly sold 26 million USDT and over 23 million USDC for an aggregate of 50 million UST. That is their own stablecoin. They transferred then over 52,000 BTC to trade with a counterparty, net of an excess of 5,300 Bitcoin that they have returned for an aggregate of 1.5 billion UST. Then we keep going on here. On May 10th, UST had dipped into the 70-cent range. They then say that they sold 33,000 more Bitcoin for an aggregate 1.1 billion UST in a last-ditch effort to defend the peg. Interesting. Okay, then on May 12th, 2 days later, LFG swapped 883,000 UST stablecoins into 221,000 Luna and staked this across a range of validators to shield it against a possible governance attack. That leaves the foundation here with their reserves. 313 BTC. They still haven't touched their BNB. There's the amount of AVAX they have, the amount of UST, and there's Luna, of which, of the 222,000, or million rather, a huge portion of it is currently staked with validators. Pretty much all of it. So now that enters the big question, reimbursements. Per the announcement in the thread, the foundation is looking to use its remaining assets to compensate UST users. And they want to prioritize the smallest holders first. Vitalik Buterin said the same thing. At this stage, nonetheless, the team is debating upon the distribution methods and would soon update holders when something is zeroed down upon. The foundation went on to add that all assets would shortly be returned to wallets tagged in its reserves. This is all coming out early this morning here. This is the thread that they're referring to, basically all the things we kind of highlighted and went over here. This is what Buterin said. Just in, Ethereum founder Vitalik Buterin suggesting a relief plan for UST retail investors. Well, let's read this. Over 1,100 people hanging out. Guys, hit that like button here. That would really help us out. And glad you're with us here as we're learning as much as we can here. So Vitalik suggested a relief plan. What does he have here? Strongly support. Okay, so he supports this. Prioritizing smaller wallets, people who had just a couple thousand or more of UST deposited in Anchor. By the way, Anchor controlled about 67% of UST before the Epic collapse. So that's why Anchor protocol is being pulled into this. They were a huge, huge holder of UST. If Terra focused on the poorest wallets, they can make up this gigantic group 100% whole. Okay. I repeat, by prioritizing the bottom 99.6%, Terra could literally afford to return every dollar that was invested by the poorest 99.6%. Well, the very vast majority of UST is held by regular people in smaller wallets, not millionaires. This is potent. The benefit of prioritizing smaller wallets, way more people would be made 100% whole. It's good for community sentiment. It's easier to manage the remaining group of rich wallet whales after the big group is whole. One would argue it's fair. More people need money the most. Poor people need money the most. CZ from Binance basically said he agrees with this. And then so did Vitalik. Strongly support this. Coordinated sympathy and relief for the average UST smallholder who got told something dumb about 20% interest rates on the US dollar by an influencer, personal responsibility for the wealthy. That is very true. I mean, a lot of people were holding UST because of the crazy APY. And I think this goes to show you, like, when you see something that sounds too good to be true, like with this crazy amount of APY, and a lot of this was being offered through Anchor, by the way. You know, as all the staking stuff happened with crypto.com and they were reducing staking, a lot of people moved over to the Anchor protocol. Their price was moving up right around that same time that crypto.com, reduced or actually got rid of their staking there momentarily. And you would see that, oh, you can earn 20% on USDC. And I've always wondered, like, how the hell are they doing that? It sounds too good to be true, right? It probably is. And we saw this with UST. I mean, anybody who was staking a lot of money with UST thought it was going to be pegged to the dollar and nothing could hurt it, got hurt really bad, right? So it's kind of interesting. It's created this bigger conversation of, where would you rather keep your money? Would you rather keep your money in a stable coin, or would you rather just put it in Bitcoin? If you're going to keep it in crypto, where would you put it? A stable coin or Bitcoin? Samuel, thanks so much for the super chat. Quan will not cover retail investors. Right now, they are trying to cover the original investors. Yeah, the people who held it before the depeg, right? I just bought 1 million Luna. Historically, a 10 on the fear index usually results in BTC bull run shortly after. Is that where we are this morning? Is it still a 10 down there? Let's see. Oh, I do think a bull run is coming on the other side of this. I just don't know when that starts, right? The big question is, have we hit bottom yet? And maybe we have. This is fear and greed on. This is more of like stock side of things, but that's showing a 13 on CNN's chart. Let's see. I wanted this one though. Let's go here. This is the crypto. All right. So yesterday we were in extreme fear at 10. Today we're in extreme fear at 14. The last month, average of 28. You can see even in the past 3 months, the highest we've been is 28. Or I'm sorry, the highest we've been was a 60, which is what? Basically average. Last month, it has been fear or extreme fear for sure. If we zoom out to the year, there you go. 2 big runs last year. How crazy was this? Look at this, August, and then we just dumped off in September and then bounced right back in October and November. Go max. We could see that a little bit better. December 2020 was crazy too. Look at that. So what'll happen to the price if they use all that cash and inject it back into USDT? It's a good question, Brian. I think there's a lot of debate here. Like, should they focus on USDT first? Or I'm sorry, not USDT. You're thinking of UST. Yeah, not USDT. But UST would be their stablecoin. Should they focus on, depegging or repegging it back to the dollar? Or should they focus on Luna? It looks like they're focusing more on Luna. They are voting for a 3% burn tax on all buys and sells to bring the supply down. That's a good point, Bob. Going to be crazy for the next few months. Those damn hedge funds are being margin called, crypto being liquidated. Eventually, Luna will recover. Just matter of when they get this problem resolved. Don't expect back Luna to all-time high, but definitely $1 is doable for this project. It's going to take a lot to get to $1. The max supply has changed to not available, and the circulation keeps increasing on Luna. Shaka says, I think they should focus on Luna first. Just my opinion. If UST was out of the picture, Luna could have a chance. And I think that's direction they're going. At least that's the way it seems right now. Let's see here, because I can't articulate this. I kind of know, but here, let's see if we can find something. And I want to learn with you guys here. Welcome in, guys. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Relationship between Terra and UST. Hold on one sec, guys. Welcome in, guys. Let's see. Okay, we know this. We know this. Okay. So every time a UST token is minted, the equivalent of $1 in Luna is burned or removed from circulation. So this is what helped. Okay, so this is, I kind of wanted to see this to help drive my discussion here. All right, so why Luna was so was rocketing so why it was going so well, right? I mean, because let's face it, Luna was crushing it amid like a market that wasn't very hot. So how that is able to happen, because every time a UST token is minted, $1 in Luna is burned. That is how they kind of interact with one another, or completely removed from circulation. Supply and demand tells us that allows Luna to move up, and vice versa to maintain the peg. So this happens on both ends. As UST and Luna continue to crash, obviously both charts went down rapidly. So it says here the LFG, an organization that supports the Terra ecosystem, announced that it would issue 1.5 billion in loans in Bitcoin and UST after the stablecoin lost its peg to try to save it, but it didn't work. It also impacts Luna UST, of course, the algorithmic stablecoin, which means it has no reserves. Instead, it holds value based on an algorithm that is coded to strike a balance between the stablecoin and Terra Luna. In this case, Luna, the partner coin. So it is interesting because Tron is now doing this with USDD. But that's the big one. When people are asking like the relationship, every time a UST token, that's the stablecoin, is minted, the equivalent of $1 in Luna is burned. Please verify the burns on BSC Scan and PooCoin. Phil, thank you for the $10 donation, man. It's relationship between Luna and Terra, not Terra and US. What are you talking about, Dragons? Terra Luna is the asset. UST is the stable. Shouldn't we be focusing on UST then? I mean, I think you can make an argument either way. Some people are saying, well, we could just, basically change the ecosystem and not have it being, backed per se by UST. And, just in DEI price, stablecoin price drop from $1.65. DEI or DIE? DEI. Wow. Interesting. Wow. So another stablecoin just, what the heck happened here? What's going on here? Interesting. That's crazy. No updates here either. Look at this. Nothing. Okay, so that's important. This is important. It's another DAI, DAI. That's different though. Where's the DAI? Oops, got rid of it. DI. This is a different stable coin. It's still okay. It's still pegged. The DAI coin still got a market cap of 6 billion. Old news. Although it's DEI. The Great Reset. My worry is this is going to be a major attack on crypto to get people out and get rid of crypto by big money. I get the feeling that they're targeting the stable coins and just attacking them to expose the flaws. It's a good point, Mr. Papa Giorgio. I mean, here's the thing. I think the stable coins represent the biggest threat to the U.S. government. They represent the biggest threat to the dollar. And I think you're right. They could just be showing and showcasing the flaws with stablecoins and saying this is why the dollar is stronger than stablecoins. It's a good idea. It's a good point. Stellar is more stable than any stablecoin as part of the Great Reset. The Fed wants to destroy crypto. UST needs to be fixed because that's where the refund is focused on. That is why you should buy UST. 12x coming. So Dan likes UST. Steve, I didn't see you post this, man. I posted the Luna burn links. The supply now is at 250 billion. Check it out. Let's see if we can find that. Hold on, let's see. Terra Luna burn links. Or burn tracker, maybe? Can you repost those, Steve? Luna dropping crazy. Where's it at? Yep. This is 5 minute. Now it's bouncing. I mean, I put the article out yesterday that extreme bearish signals were shown. Here you go. Look at that. Got a big candlestick here in the minute coming back, but UST still bleeding. Where's UST? It was at 7 cents. Yeah. Ugh. That's brutal, man. That is brutal. Look at that. That's just the 1 day, guys. 24 hours. Insane. If Luna will gone, the whole crypto market will crash. SHIB should stay clear from doing a stablecoin for a few years. Yeah, they've talked about the SHI token being pegged to the to 1 cent, and as part of their ecosystem. I don't know. Feds don't want to destroy crypto. They're trying to get a leg in. This will pave the path for them to create the digital dollar to make it the top stablecoin. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. The thing is, they can't destroy Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's too decentralized. A lot of these stable coins are centralized, so they can attack them. All right, so here's Luna right now. Oof. Talk about a free fall there, and then like a 4 or 5 minute span, huh? Man, Luna will recover. I'm not worried. Mohammed, what do you mean? Anyone know which site to see the latest update on cryptocurrency graph? I don't know which you mean. I'm gonna pull this. Hold on one sec, guys. Wait a minute. Okay. Turn my. There we go. The fact that Luna's reserve is empty is why it's crashing now. Yeah. So this news just came out. They're basically dumping their reserve. Did it say it in this one? Yeah. This is their remaining reserve. So this is what they started with. I think it's in this thread. Yeah. This is what they had May 7th. 80,000. They went from 80,000 Bitcoin in their reserve to having 313. Crazy. And they got rid of all their USDT and all their USDC. Crazy. And then most of their Luna is now currently staked with validators. It's bouncing. That says I'm still buying Luna. Here comes the big crash today and tomorrow. Our assets. That Twitter page is not the right one. What do you mean? Yes, that is. That is the right one. There are two legit Twitter pages. That's one of them. This is the other. Oops. Oops. I'm gonna put it over here. Hold on. This is the other. There you go. Right there. Yeah, no updates does not help. That's for sure. Right now, Adam, no. No, I mentioned this a few times during the stream. I don't think it's going to get back to $1. Could be wrong. Now's the time to gamble with Luna. Remember, money you're only willing to lose. Zion, I think we need to hear more information about what this plan looks like to really give a realistic view of where we think it could go. Why isn't IS government going after BlackRock and Citadel? Where's the uproar from the feds? BlackRock controls most of it. Not all politicians around the world. Crickets. Yeah, man. Listen, I don't know what's what and what's true, but from when Charles Hoskinson put that out, that to me still makes the most sense. I don't know. Could be totally wrong. But for me, that still makes the most sense. I know that's since been deleted, right? But I wonder if we can find that still. Charles Hoskinson deleted Terra tweet. I'm sure it's been screenshotted and let's see. Oh wait, that's why I spelled that terribly wrong. Luna tweet. I wish I would have screenshotted it myself. Wonder if I can find it. Any link on Luna Burns? Yeah, it's crashing pretty good. Oh, it's crashing harder now. Man, it's getting hit hard. I want to find the series of tweets here. Hold on one sec. We'll come right back to the chart. Hoskinson, Luna, BlackRock. Do they put it in here? Let's see. It's been deleted, see? Shit, you can't find it now. Let me see if I can find it on here. Terra Luna Hoskinson tweet images. Here it is. Got it. How can we blow this thing up? Okay. This is it. Yep, this was it. All right, so guys, if you're new to this and you didn't see this, this is to me what makes the most sense. All right. All right, I agree. So this is what was sent to Hoskinson during the whole thing that was going down. I'm going to read this to you because this to me makes the most sense. All right. I don't know who this Anna girl is or whatever, right? All right, let me get rid of I missed a couple super chats too. Thank you so much. Thank you, Steve. There are burns happening for Luna. I'm posting links below. Good to see you, Zach. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate that, man. Just make sure that those burns, make sure you're looking at good quality sources because there's going to be some phony stuff out there too. But I want to read this to you guys. BlackRock and Citadel. This is what Hoskinson put out there, right? Regardless of it, I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know, but this is what was tweeted and then deleted. Okay, BlackRock and Citadel supposedly borrowed 100K Bitcoin from Gemini. Okay, they swapped 25 grand of that Bitcoin into UST, the stable coin. It was all done quietly in anticipation of the attack. That'll make sense here in a minute. When the time was right, they called up Quan at Terra, said they wanted to sell a lot of BTC for UST. As it was a large trade, they told him they didn't want to move the market and asked if he would like to buy their large block of Bitcoin at a discount for UST. Quan took the bait. He gave them a huge chunk of UST, thus lowering UST's liquidity significantly. At that point, BlackRock and Citadel dumped all of their Bitcoin and UST, causing massive slippage and triggering a cascade of forced selling in both assets. The real problem here, and again, these aren't my words, these are somebody's words, and then it was sent to Hoskinson. The real problem was BlackRock and Citadel knew that Anchor Protocol, which holds a ton of Luna, at that time around 67%, was a Ponzi scheme. That's why they're able to offer all these crazy staking APYs. And that there's a little parentheses there. They offer 20% staking APY for Christ's sakes, right? It's right there. And this crash would trigger more withdrawals than Anchor could actually repay, because they're offering this crazy amount of APY that they don't have the money for. These forced withdrawals and selling would then trigger a massive sell-off in Luna, thus further breaking the $1 peg and wrecking the overall market further. Now, is this actually what happened? I don't know, but it's viable to me, right? We haven't heard anything else that's viable. It says BlackRock and Citadel can now buy the Bitcoin back cheaply to then repay their loan and pocket the difference. Meanwhile, billions of longs in Bitcoin VAR were wiped out. This was pure market manipulation. That was the message from Anna sent to Hoskinson. Hoskinson then said this. So here's the word on the street on Luna. Then he was forced to delete it because of all the backlash. But whoever this is sending this to Charles, I mean, he must be somebody he trusts. And I mean, he posted it out there. He put it out there. I mean, I don't think he would just do so without really knowing what was going on. But my thing is, we haven't heard anything to really combat this. Of course, Citadel and Gemini and BlackRock put out their statements saying, no, this is fake. This is ridiculous. We don't even hold UST. Of course. I mean, but I don't know. What happened then? That's the real big question. If this didn't happen, then what did? If this didn't happen, then it was something, maybe the theory about Quan manipulating the overall market. Maybe there's some legs to that then. Yeah, it is pretty nuts that this thing was well over $100 and now it's crazy. Good morning, Paul. Luna's descending really fast. We are heading to the bottom again. Let's see. Yeah, it's down in the 14s right now. I mean, this is the lowest it's been, right? All right, let's go to the 30-minute here. No, actually, it was lower than this, wasn't it? Wow. Yeah, we are falling quickly. That is for sure. I don't like how that completely. I want to look at a zoomed out map or chart here. There we go. It's a little better. Yeah, this thing fell. We could be. Yeah, it's free falling right now. See, for a while here, it was trading above that 20-day moving average a couple days ago. Sean, I don't think so, man. Disable auto recessing. Gotcha, Daniel. Boom. Got it. Thanks, brother. My man. This is how much this thing. So this thing, how many zeros did it end up having? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. We could be heading back there. These are 30-minute sticks, by the way. Watch Luna rebound. Wait for burn announcement. Steve says Hoskinson received a lot of backlash for speaking the truth. Yeah, man. I mean, to me, I don't know for sure, right? But makes a lot of sense. Regardless if it's like exactly what happened or not, it makes a lot of sense. And we've seen market manipulation like this before, right? So, for what it's worth. Guys, I'm going to wrap things up here in a few minutes. We've been on for about an hour and 27 minutes. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We're going to continue to follow the story. I'm going to have a bunch of articles coming out, videos coming out, going over various articles on this. A lot to unpack still. We're going to learn a lot more in the coming days and weeks. Gabriel says Ozzy Austin just posted a revival plan on his channel. Is it out? Is there something new? Let's see. Where's the official Twitter page? Or underscore money. Let's see. Yeah, we've looked at the revival plan. Let me see what Austin posted. Actually, I think this is something we've already went over. But let me see. Do you think revival plan sounds scary for new holders? Yeah, you just put out the video. Well, yeah, it sounds scary for new holders because they're not helping the new holders at all. They're helping the existing holders that were here before the depeg. Yeah, this is something we've already covered. So here's the article. I'll drop this. Let me see here. It's right here. Wait, let me go back. I'll drop this in chat for you guys. This is a nice synopsis of what their plan is. Hold on. Yeah, I see what Ozm's getting at here, man. Yeah, they're focusing on the people who were here before the depeg, not the people who've aped in since then, right? So, yeah, another. Okay. So in this article, if you guys scroll down to Daquan's restart Terra thing, it says right here how he's focusing on people who own tokens before the depegging event, and then the prorata to UST holders. So the people who are aping into Luna after the fact, they're not getting compensated. So let me put this in here for you. There you go. Silver Turkey, it says Quan did an interview last night. Be careful you're not looking at YouTube videos that are old, man. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there, so just be very careful. It could be one of those things where you went to YouTube and thought he was live or something. He's not said anything for the last 24 hours. Luke says, Zach, what do you think about the Saitama V2? It's interesting. We'll cover it on some level. Watch Luna rebound. Wait for the burn announcement. We'll see. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up there. Guys, on your way out, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you all so much. This is important too. Any YouTube stream that asks you to send crypto to get crypto back is a complete scam. Definitely, guys. There's a lot of people out there doing it right now because Luna's so hot. So be careful out there. Take care, everyone. Again, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. We're making sense of everything going on around the Terra Luna thing, and we'll see. Hopefully, we'll get some more meat around this Luna revival plan too, and exactly what this looks like for various exchanges. But right now, it does not look like they're going to help anybody who got in after the depegging, right? They're only focusing on people who were there before. So David B says, whoa, I just got here and you're leaving? Yeah, man, go back and listen to the whole stream, dude. I've been here for an hour and a half. So definitely come on over and or definitely go back and listen to the whole stream. All right, y'all. Take care, everybody. I will see you all very, very soon. We'll keep you up to speed on the latest. Take care.